So the stage is set. Jeff and I are, let's say we're doing this one over the phone. Tonight I'll do live, and when I do it tonight. So Jeff and I met last night at a party, and he wasn't able to hang around after the party with me. So I asked Jeff if he'd like to meet for a coffee after work, and he gladly accepted. I don't know a lot about Jeff. I just know that he asked a lot of curious questions, and he was the most fun person at the party. And that's what I said to him. Man, you were so much fun tonight. I love hanging out with people like you, and I'm sure others do as well. I bet with your personality and the great tips that you shared, you'd make an amazing chocolatier. Could we meet for coffee and get to know each other a little bit better? And Jeff said to me, well, sure, I'm up for a free cup of coffee anytime, especially if it's at Starbucks. So that's kind of where we're at. So Jeff enters Starbucks, and that's where we're going to start, okay? Hi, Jeff. How are you?
I'm good, Lori. How are you?
I am great. Well, you look handsome as always. You always get so spiffed up for going to work every day?
Unfortunately, yes. Thank you.
Well, that's nice. It's very nice. Well, thanks for meeting me tonight for a cup of coffee and hearing a little bit more about what we do at Dove. But Jeff, before we get started, really I don't know a lot about you. I know that you work outside the home. I don't know if you are married, children, a significant other, and I really don't even know what you do. And it would really help me to know a little bit more about you so that I can, personalize this. So I'm not just giving that canned spiel, you might say, that some people do. So just tell me whatever you think would be good for me to know about you.
All right. Well, my name is Jeff, and my partner Ray and I have been together for 28 years.
Congratulations.
And thank you. I work a very full-time 50 to 60 hour week job in healthcare. I'm a department director in a local 1,000-bed hospital. And so I'm extremely busy all the time. No kids anymore. They've all moved out. So empty nester, which is a good thing. And then I'm very active with church and very active with the men's chorus of the Ozarks, which I'm a singing member of.
Awesome. What does Jeff? Well, you're cut out there. What does Ray do?
Ray's a hairdresser.
Oh, fun.
We own a salon here in Springfield.
Oh, cool. Well, I'm sure he has lots of contacts. You have all those hospital employees. Between the two of you, y'all probably know all of Springfield, it sounds like.
Well, we know a few people.
I bet you do. And the men's chorus in church, my goodness, you're a busy man. So your kids are gone and grown. That's a good thing. Mine too. It's kind of fun to be an empty nester, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So that's great. So Jeff, tell me if have you ever done anything in the home party industry before?
Well, actually, I have. Yes.
What did you do?
I did Party Light for several years.
Oh, cool. Was that a good experience? Bad experience?
It was both, actually. It was a very good experience for a long period of time, and I still really enjoy their products, but toward the latter part of my time there, it just didn't feel like it was like the organization was supporting their distributors.
Okay. That's always a shame when that happens. What were the things you liked about it? What were the good parts?
I'm sorry, say that again?
What were the good parts? You said there it was a good experience also. What did you like about it?
Well, like I said, I enjoyed the product. I really enjoyed the meeting people and the camaraderie that was built with other consultants, whether even in my own team or in teams across the United States, but then meeting people at the parties too.
Okay. Well, you've definitely come across as a people person, so I can see where that would play a big role. So, Um, if you had an extra, say, $500 to $1,500 a month, what would you do with it? Would you travel? Would you pay off bills or student loans or shop or redecorate, or what would you do? Remodel?
Yes to all of the above. Primarily, though,
Just fine, Jeff.
primarily, Ray and I bought a different home about a year ago, and it's a 1950s ranch-style home that is a great house, but needs a lot of updating. So I'm working room by room in that house. So I need to do that, and we both love to travel. We have to have our beach time at least once or twice a year. So I would use it for home remodeling and travel, probably.
So what room would you do first?
My dining room. That's the next one on the list.
And what about where would you like to travel to?
Well, we kind of have made a habit of going to Belize, San Pedro, Belize, at least once or twice a year. So Belize would be where I'd have to go.
Awesome, awesome. So, is it a safe assumption that if you were bringing home an extra $500 to $1,500 a month, that Ray would be on board with this little project, so you could get that dining room done and maybe even hit San Pedro a third time in the year?
Yes, he'd probably even push a little bit.
Well, that is great. Well, thanks so much. And oh, just one last thing. If you were to do anything like this, how much time would you feel? I know you sound like a busy man. So 5 to 10 hours a week, 10 to 15, from your party light days, if that can change based on personal, things going on, but just kind of an average so I can maybe paint a picture if need be for you.
Well, I would think that I would easily be able to do about 10 hours a week, 10 to 15.
Okay, great. So, I have some cards here, and I know that, since we're on the phone, you can't see them, but one says support, one says fun, one says money, one says time, and one says simple. Which of those words resonate with you the most, Jeff?
Well, one of the ones that resonates most to me is fun.
Fun. All right. So, just let me tell you about some of the fun things that we do at Dev. Besides all the great things that you said about what you experienced at Party Life, the camaraderie, the friendships, the team building. I don't know if you ever took a trip with Party Life, but our trips are amazing. In fact, we are still in the earning period for a trip for Aruba. Maybe if it was free, Ray would give up Belize one of the 3 times you're going to vacation, and y'all could take a free trip together to Aruba, because there is still plenty of time to join me and earn it. As a new chocolatier, you actually get double points for the entire first 90 days, which is through your earning period right now. So does that sound fun to you?
Yes, it does.
And I will tell you one thing that I've learned, because I was also with a more established company prior, is because we're a little newer, I think the friendships and the camaraderie even runs deeper. It's neat when the president of the company calls you by name, and the marketing director picks up the phone and gives you a call, or when you call field services, this great voice on the other name, her name's Eva, goes, "Hi, Jeff, how are you?" It's just so awesome, and I'd never experienced that. In fact, the company I was with started sending all their customer service, overseas, and it's just so nice to have it local, and you honestly get to meet those people. So I would say, and besides, of course, our parties are a blast. They're chocolate. What can be more than eating chocolate and drinking martinis? What more fun could be than that, right?
Right.
So, would that fill your fun spot in your world, do you think?
Yes, I think so.
Oh, good, good. And of the remaining 4 words, support, time, simpler, money, do any of those resonate with you?
Well, definitely support.
Support. Yeah, I was wondering if that was going to come up, since you said that's kind of what was lost in your last experience. And I've also experienced that, so I can really relate to that. I want you to know that I am your partner. I'm not, as if you decide to join my team, we're gonna be partners together, and we're gonna have great support. And you can pick up the phone. I always tell people they can call me 24/7. I don't answer 24/7, and I hope you don't either. But I want you to know that I'm available. But I also have this amazing upline manager. Her name's Amy Carter. And you're going to have her contact info as well. So if you can't reach me, you're going to be able to reach Amy. And if you can't reach Amy, we have a great upline FDM, which is called Field Development Manager, and her name's Cindy Wagner. And you can reach out to her. And then you have that, remember that lady I was talking about, Eva? She's just one of our 4 great field services team members. And then there's our Facebook page. And I'm not kidding. Sometimes people can respond. There's this girl, Diane Rattay. I'm not kidding you. I don't know how people push submit on her post, and she's already answering their questions, and she's not even on our team. It's like the coolest thing ever. So you're going to have the support that you really need, or that I think is great support. How do you feel about it, more importantly, though?
Well, that sounds like it's really good support. A lot of times, some of the best support comes from other distributors, other chocolatiers.
Right, it does. And of course, there's the team meetings, and you're going to have written training, and you have a great website. But, to me, that people contact, we can all learn more together. And so I'm a real big one on personal connection, even though I know we all live in a busy world. Do you agree with that?
I do agree with that, yes.
Great. And is there any of these other 3, time, simple, or money, that really resonate with you, that you'd want to know more about as well?
Well, obviously, money.
Okay.
And what's it cost?
Okay, well, let me tell you what you make first. Isn't that more important?
That is more important.
It'll make the cost seem very, very small, and it is. But, you said you had about 10 hours, and quite honestly, Jeff, that means you could easily put in 2 parties a week. And with 2 parties a week, at a $400 average, that means you'd be selling about $3,200 a month. And we do have a base commission of 25%. But as you meet different benchmarks, it goes up and up and up. And actually at $3,200, you'd be making a 40% profit, which means just on your personal, and I know you probably know from your party light days, you can also build a team that can add over time immensely to your income. But just on your personal performance, you'd be making around $1,300 a month, just in about 10 hours holding 2 parties. Does that feel like a good return on time investment for you?
It feels like a trip to Belize.
It does. Sooner rather than later, right? Well, that's great. And it sounds like your dining room might get done right alongside of that.
Right.
So, and as far as the cost, it's only $115. And with an average party of around 400, you're going to find that you have some that are a whole bunch more. But as you remember from those days in the past, and even your own shopping experiences, you'll have some that are less. But you'll make on average about $100 a party before your bonuses. So our kit's only $115. So usually one party knocks out that investment, and you're looking at pure selling, pure profit. And then we have a program in place, since I know you're a little experienced, to support all the supplies that you need. So that's not coming out of your profit. It's called Quick Start. And you could set yourself up during Quick Start by holding 2 parties a week and, finding some new recruits out there to have $500, $1,000, maybe even $2,000 worth of cocoa cash put away in your cocoa bank at Dove Chocolate Discoveries, and support, all of your supplies throughout the year. How does that
That's nice. That's nice.
Well, it sounds like we better get started on that trip to Belize, doesn't it, and get you signed up?
It really does.
Well, let's do that. I have a form here actually that you can actually go online if you want. I'll let you log in now, and you can go ahead and sign up, and I'll stay on the phone with you. That way, once it's done, you're going to have access to your website. And then I want to go ahead and set up a little bit of training with you tonight, and just do a little bit with you I forgot, we're in the coffee shop. Sorry, I forgot where I was. At some point I said we were going to be on the phone, and somehow I landed in the coffee shop. I'm ADD. So anyway, I'll have my
Well, that's good. good because I brought my tablet with me. So.
Oh, good. So we can get you set up right here. And do you have a few extra minutes? In fact, if you want another cup of coffee, just for me to go ahead and get that set up. Excellent.
Sure.
All right. So let's take a break. Anything that you guys, that Cocoa chat took just under 20 minutes. That's what I always try to keep them to, no more than 20 minutes. What are some of the things that stood out to you that I can capitalize on now for setting expectations? Jeff, you want to go first? Since I was interviewing you.
Well, I think the key to the whole thing is establishing that personal connection with this person, with the person to whom you're talking, because you've probably just met them recently, and you really don't know a lot about them. But establishing that personal connection and getting to know them. It was all questions about them, not telling about yourself, not telling so much about the company, even just getting to know them.
Right, right. I always tell people, you know, we are supported by an amazing company. But if it's the company that sold our opportunity, people would be lined up at 400 Valley Street waiting in line to sign up. But they don't, they sign up with a person. And so that's a great point, Jeff. Amy, it looks like you were about to say something.
Yeah, just that you very quickly already know what, his goals are. He wants to travel, wants to remodel, and you even already know how many hours a week he's willing to commit to it. So you're right, you did cover a lot of the goal setting in the Cocoa chat.
Great. So now I have something to use to establish expectations with Jeff, correct? Diane or Kay, any additional thoughts?
I liked how you were asking leading questions after he would give you the initial relationship answers. Okay, well, Ray and I have this, or we go to Belize, or we do that. But you would ask him additional questions in reference to that topic to pull more out of him.
Mm-hmm. What I'm trying to do is to get him to visualize himself in that space, and that's how he owns it and wants it even more. Until that becomes real, that's why we always say to know that they want to make $500 isn't enough. To know that they want to make $500 to make a car payment isn't enough. To know that they have 10 hours a week to earn $500 to make the car payment on the red vehicle is when it becomes enough. Because then they're seeing themselves actually in that space. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Kay, any additional?
Yeah, I was going to say what I heard is basically, I'm sorry, I'm getting echo. It's driving me crazy.
We're not hearing it, so only you are. I know it drives you crazy. The good thing is
is that you reviewed the compensation plan based on the fact that he was able to do two parties a week. Plus, you went through the quick start very quickly. And those set expectations right there.
Great, yeah. I laugh when people tell you they want to have 20 hours and we tell them, well, let's get you started with 3 parties. Why? That's like going and accepting a job at Walmart and saying, I need 40 hours a week. And they say, well, let's just get you started with 10 and see how you do. No. We're telling you what my need is. That's not going to fill my need, and I'm going to have to go look for another job. All right, so Jeff is logged in. He's set up. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to host this coach, Jeff. And I'm not going to do that because I think plenty of you have been through my hostess coaching. If not, we can do that again, but I want to be, cognizant of time. But I'm going to take Jeff through a hostess coaching just as thorough as I would any other person. And even when I'm doing the tic-tac-toe, I'm going to cross off participating. I'm going to look, you've already participated in your Cocoa chat. And I'm going to guess what? Even though he's going to do his own launch, I'm still going to reward him for the tic-tac-toes. Because don't I want him to have a super successful launch, right? So, and down here where it's 3 people that I've never met, I'm going to say, Jeff, that's for you to get at least 3 people there that you've never met from your friends to bring friends. I'm still going to ask him to send me his wish list. I'm still going to ask him to send me his guest list or make sure it's in because I want Jeff to know what it's like. I'm actually going to ask him to put me on his guest list so that I know when everything's going out and make sure it's going out properly. That's just a real quick check. I don't have to do any work to do it. So the first thing that I want to do, Jeff, before, and now I'm going to jump back into role play, okay, guys? Well, before that, of course, the first thing that I would do is say, Jeff, the first thing that we want to do is I have a calendar here for you. And I've just printed off a blank calendar. And I want to show you guys here what I've done. It says A, B, A, B, A. So I just would print this out and I would put in like, he's joining today on a Tuesday. So I would start here as his first day. And I would start dating out the calendar for him. So on the very first one, and see, I've already can show him that there's a quick start call tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And this way, ABAB, depending on where he starts, he'll see that he can get recruiting here, selling here, then it's Thanksgiving, so there's not going to be a call. But then he can get booking, he can redo recruiting, and get hostess coaching. So we can pick out exactly where he's going to do that. So I always have a calendar. It would also have my team meeting on it. If we did a call like one Sunday a month, they would have that on it. Anything that you do, I have this printed up and ready to go. So I'm going to jump in now. So Jeff, I know you said that you wanted to do about 2 parties a week. Today is Tuesday. We've got your paperwork in. It's the middle of the afternoon. There's a chance your kid will actually ship today, and you'll have it by probably Thursday. But at the latest, the very latest, I would think you would have your kit by Saturday. So we want to go ahead and set a day. What day of the week normally works best for you to have a launch party to get your friends together? A weekend or a weekday evening? When do you like to get friends together?
Well, probably a weekday evening because people could come by on their way home from work.
Okay, is there a night that's better for you than others?
I would think Tuesdays or Thursdays.
Okay, great. So the quicker you can get your business launched, the faster we can get you and Ray to Belize, right, and have that dining room. In fact,
Right.
I want you guys to go pick out something new for the dining room this weekend so that you can start working on it. How does that sound?
That sounds good.
So since we know that you'll have your kit by Saturday at the latest, would Tuesday the 24th, let's pretend this isn't Thanksgiving week, okay, everybody? Would Tuesday the 24th or Thursday the 26th work for you better?
Well, let's shoot for Tuesday. The earlier, the better.
Okay, so we're going to do your launch on Tuesday, or you're going to do your launch on Tuesday. Now, Jeff, I know you saw me do a party last night. However, now that you've committed, you'll probably see it through different eyes as a chocolatier. And I really would love to have you go on some training so you feel super confident about your launch party. So you'll know exactly what to do, where you can be an observer and take notes. Now, I actually have a party Thursday night, 2 on Saturday, and 1 Monday night. Which of those days would work better for you to get in 1 or 2 training parties?
I could probably do Saturday, one of the times on Saturday.
Well, I have 11 o'clock and at 2 o'clock. You're welcome to hang out for me for the day, but I don't know what your plans are.
Well, let's do the 2 o'clock.
Okay, so I'm going to put on your 2 o'clock training party, and I will bring it, but if you want ahead of time, you can go ahead and print out, and I can link it. You can find it on the website, but I can also send you a copy, but I always bring it in case you forget. This observation party sheet. So what you're going to be doing at this party is you're not really a participant, and I'll explain to everyone that if they join the business, they'll get the same kind of support. You're going to be sitting in the back, I used to say like a birdie in the windowsill, just taking notes, not really being a participant. Because once you become a participant, you lose focus of what I'm doing and what the guests are doing. And then if you have time, we'll go grab a glass of wine or a cup of coffee after, and we'll just kind of talk about what you learned and maybe any questions that you may have. Does that sound like that'll help you feel more prepared for your party?
It does, yes.
Great. And we've already gone through, even though we didn't have the date set, your hostess coaching. And that is so important. So that's the next thing. So as you're doing that, here's your calendar. So one thing that you don't even know about, and this is really fun, Jeff, is that you're going to be getting 8 um, coupons for your first 8 hostesses in your first 45 days. And they get an extra $20 in free product. And so what I would like to do right now is help you pick out, 8 to 10 times in the next 45 days, that, or even at least through, let's say, mid-December, that you can hold at least 2 parties a week. So we have your launch on the 24th. So you want to pick out 1 or 2 days that week, because you will be making money at your launch, so it will count for you. But you want to pick out, you want to always have some buffer days in there also. So you want to, what 2 or 3 days a week do you think are going to be best times for you to hold parties? Because I heard you say Tuesdays and Thursdays, right?
Tuesdays and Thursdays, and probably Saturdays.
Okay, would you do a Saturday evening or a Saturday daytime?
Either one.
Okay.
Either one.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I've gone through on your calendar and I've put a $sign every Tuesday, every Thursday, and every Saturday, because that's when you're going to be making money. So when you're talking to your friends about coming to your launch, you're also going to go ahead and start filling that calendar, because you can start talking to them today, and then Saturday, the 28th doesn't sound like it's so close. But if you wait to your launch, that's 4 days later. That way, I want you making your full, your 2 parties every week, because that's what you said you wanted right off the bat. So there's also some word choices. You're going to get a great binder called your chocolatier companion, but I went ahead and made you a copy because it won't get there to your kit, so you don't have to wait. And these are word choices for when you're calling your chocolatiers, calling your friends about your launch party. And so the first thing that you're going to be doing is making your list, okay? You make that, remember we talked about making that list right here on your envelope. So when you're calling to invite them, you're going to tell them about what we said. I'm so excited. I'm launching my Dove Chocolate Discoveries business. I want you to be able to join me next week. However, I just thought of you because I have a $20 coupon that I can give to my very first host. And I knew, listen to these words, Jeff, and I knew I could count on you to be one of them. I'm booking parties for the week of November 22nd and November 29th and December 6th. What would work best for you? A daytime, an evening or a weekend. And you tell them when you're holding parties. And then you've got the dates right there in front of you because you got your $signs, right? So it's really easy. And that way, you don't ever want a coupon to go unused. And you've got 8 of those to use in the next, 45 days is about 6.5 weeks. But with you wanting to hold 2 parties a week, I'm sure you'll use yours in about 4 weeks. Do you have any questions about that?
No, I don't think so.
And don't be afraid to say, and I knew I could count on you to be one of my first hosts.
I like that.
So you'll see that, and then Jeff, you've got your party pack, and when you get your kit, you'll be able to pack some up just like the ones I packed up. Okay? So you'll have, not only will this be your tool for your party, but it'll also be a training tool for you to share with other people and get you on your way to your goals. So Jeff,
all right.
The only other one thing that I want to send home with you that you can just be working on, actually, if you don't do it on your envelope, you can actually start on your list of 100. And then as you're going along, once you get through the contacts you're inviting to your party, you can start to invite others. And this is a memory jogger. I just printed these off our website for you. And it'll just help you remember, don't forget, well, I'm sure you can talk to your hairdresser right away, but
Yeah.
your insurance agent, the grocery store clerk, your favorite men's store, all those different places that when you're building contacts, people you work with, don't prejudge anybody. And once you get started on that, let's set up a time maybe for tomorrow or the next day. I'll walk you through your website, and I want to talk to you about 3 other coupons that you have that you're going to actually be able to use to offer people our kit for just $85. And then when they
Wow.
join and turn in a party, guess what, Jeff? You're going to get a $100 bonus.
Wow.
So pretty darn good, huh? So I don't want us to let any time go by. So would you like to have that call tomorrow or Thursday?
Let's make it Thursday.
Okay. There is a 12 o'clock quick start call that I've got them marked here every Tuesday and Thursday at 12. You can jump on a live training call with one of our field development managers. If you're not available, I understand. I always encourage people, the more training you get, the better. The reason I like live is because, of course, you can ask questions. But if you can't get on, don't worry. Our field development manager actually sends the recording out, so you can still get the same training. So I don't ever do anything during that call, though, because I don't want to interfere with people that want to get on. So would before noon or after 12:30 work better for you?
Let's say after 12:30.
Okay, you want to go say 1 o'clock?
Sounds
Or just
good.
right at the end of that call at 12:30. All right. So what number should I call you on?
My cell.
Okay. So we're going to talk at 1 o'clock. I'm going to tell you how to use those coupons so you can make 3 $100 bonuses, and also offer someone to have as much fun and get the kind of support that you're going to be getting with your great Dove Chocolate Discoveries business. Now, I probably have given you a lot of information today. So here's what I want you to know. I'm as near as your phone. Call me if you need anything. But I will be calling you, of course, on Thursday, but don't feel like you can't call me before then.
Okay.
Jeff, do you have any questions for me that will help you in getting started and getting to Belize and remodeling your house? I love remodeling, and I love traveling. We're going to get along wonderfully.
I don't have any questions now, but I'm sure I will.
All right. And also remind me to tell you tomorrow when we talk, because it'll be up on your site, when your 45 days is up. I mean, you can actually count that out, and when your quick start period is up, so that you can earn all those quick start awards. Remember, those are the things that are going to keep you in business without having to put out any money. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. I'll talk to you on Thursday at 1.
Sounds good.
All right. Take care. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, Jeff will always let you go first since you're the one being the role. And what did you feel? What things you heard differently, or things you want to add to your setting of expectations with your chocolatiers?
I really liked, because I build my calendar already like that. I use highlighters and highlight the days that I know I'm going to work, and the days that I know I have personal obligations that I can't do anything with. So I really liked the way that you printed out a blank calendar and put in the trainings and put in everything, and basically started right there leading by example, showing them how to build their calendar around their schedule.
Good, good. And I just printed that calendar. That one was in it's not called Start with Passion, Act with something. There's a new section on the chocolatier site. I printed this off, and that calendar just came from there. So, I mean, you could do it nicer and type into it and all that. I was just doing it in a hurry. Good. So did you feel, as the person, as the new chocolatier, do you feel pretty committed?
Very much so, yes. Very supported and part of the decision, part of the process.
Good. Do you feel engaged?
Yes.
Good. So actually said these words to someone this morning. She said, well, I sent out a challenge. We're talking about engaging her team. And some of you have heard me say you can't engage a team. You can only engage people one at a time. And I said to her, well, are you doing the engagement things that we talked about, like the special note cards to the inactives or little gifts or taking them for coffee? She goes, well, I put out a challenge to my whole team and no one responded. I was like, remember, you can't engage a team. You can only engage people to make a team. And that's why, so all of that took less than 40 minutes and the hostess coaching. So that initial training, but if you think about it, the Coco chat, a thorough hostess coaching, which is training, right? And this, it would take less than an hour and probably the best hour of investment you can ever give someone. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
So any other thing you want to share, Jeff, from that experience?
Oh, there's many things, but no, I'll let somebody else go.
Okay, who wants to go next?
I kind of have a question for you.
Okay.
At the end, you set up a time to talk with him next. You're calling him,
Absolutely.
not relying on him to call you.
Remember, I've got to build a relationship first, Diane. I know many
Right.
of you have heard me say once someone, because this happened to me today with someone else, and it really irritated me. Honestly, it was actually a manager. We had a call time set. And I could tell she called me from a store because I could hear cash registers and people. Well, at least she called me. I will give her that. But normally if someone's in the store, they're just going to forget. I want to, if I'm giving you my time, once you're established and we have a relationship, then I expect you to come prepared to use our time wisely. And by the way, I've been known to say to people in a very nice way, I can hear the baby in the background. Obviously, this isn't the best time for you. And I'm not being rude. I'm saying you need to go be mom because that's our number one priority. And that's okay. But when we set up a time, we should also expect it. But I would say through the first 45 days at least, have y'all heard the saying, I got to show him how much what is it? They don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So at this point, I am going to build with Jeff that how much I care, that I will call you. And I'll be a little more lenient in the beginning, if he's out and about. Oh, I forgot, I'm sorry. That's okay. I say things like, I do want you to be at a place, though, Jeff, where you can really comprehend, because successful people, really want to take probably notes and that type of thing. And I know you want to be successful and again, I'll always be using get ready to believe, or did you go look for anything for your dining room? That'll come up a lot in that first 45 days. When I talk to him tomorrow, I didn't say this, but I'm going to say, okay, how many parties do you have on your calendar to take that trip? And then if he doesn't have any, I'll give him a goal. Okay, I want you to get 2 booked today and call me back tomorrow. Or if you talk to 10 people and you can't get 1 book, stop and call me. Or talk to 3, stop and call me. Does that answer, Diane?
Yeah.
Actually, I probably gave you way more than you wanted. My quick and to the point lady. Amy, did you have something you wanted to ask or say?
I liked how you did the calendar too. Although I'm very organized and know my calendar, I assume other people are the same, and they are not.
They are not.
So that is a good tool to use, and I haven't been using it because I know it's just natural for me. But you're right. I need to show people how to do that. So.
You know what they say about the word assume, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I can't see your face, so I call on you last. I'm sorry.
I think basically for me, it was just, you went through so much there. I like the fact that you have the follow-up call in a couple of days and go over the recruiting information then.
Yeah, and did you hear, how did I pique his interest to make him want to talk to me in 2 days?
And because
mentioned
then we're going to talk about that additional $85 coupon for people to
And
join.
you earning three $100 bonuses. That was
Right.
if you could have seen Jeff's face. $85, that's nice. I just had to pay $115. Oh, three $100 bonuses? Bravo, right? So you always have a hook. And did you notice everything I asked was a choice? Would you like to talk tomorrow or Thursday, morning or afternoon? Jeff thought he was in complete control. I only offered him what I had available. I was really in control. But Jeff felt in control. It's what we should do in everything that we do. And I tried to close every piece with a question to get his commitment of engagement. Could you do that, Jeff? Does that feel good? Will that get you there? Those, again, we talk so much about how, what, where, when, who, why, it works every time. Jeff, will you share, I hope you remember what you said, on our coaching call last Thursday morning about your aha moment? Do you remember what it was?
No.
About one way, one technique. Remember what you talked
Boy,
about? Are you brain dead?
I'm drawing a blank, but go ahead.
Remember, I love this, because we talked about, remember I was talking about if you can recruit, you can book. If you can book, you can develop. If you can develop, you can make leaders.
Yeah.
Okay, I really put you on the spot. I've kind of made a fool of myself here. You just made the statement that it really excited you that you don't have to know how to do 6 different things. You take one technique.
And use it on all of them, yes.
And that
I
was
do
your
remember
big
that.
aha, and did you see how I kind of used the same tech? Look, I interviewed him. If we would have gone through the hostess coaching, it would have been very similar. And then the expectations was really very similar to the technique of the Coco chat. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
Find a need and fill it. So Amy and Diane are part of a coaching group. Nicole and Camille are going to be on tonight. For those of you that know Camille, she had carpal tunnel surgery today. So she's going to be on tonight's call. And this keeps coming up every week in my coaching on one call or another. So Diane and Amy, I just want to make sure, since we used your coaching time, you graciously gave up, if this filled the need that you were looking for.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and if you haven't done this with a team member and say they've been a chocolatier for a week or two, can you start then, or?
Absolutely. So my favorite words are, I'm so sorry. Because no one can be mad at you when you start that way. I'm so sorry. I realized I didn't do something with you, and I don't want you to miss out. Or another one is, I just learned something new today, and I wanted you to be the first one to share it with. The I'm so sorry sometimes gets you in more doors. I don't know why. And I really do mean it when I say I'm so sorry, because I do mean I'm sorry. I should have done this.
Right.
But or the other way, like I said, is I just learned something new.
Okay.
I also think it's good to, we have to frequently go back and re-recruit our existing team, and this is a good tool to use for re-recruiting them.
And Jeff, you know how you said that you were going to talk to everyone on your team about leadership?
Yes.
Why don't you could even do this like you're just saying, is that tools you can say, you know how when we did a Coco chat, I wanted you to have the information just so you'd be educated. I would love to do a leader Coco chat with you and practice this same format, but just, you can even use the cards, but you're going to fill in leadership things. I haven't done that yet, but I think that's a good idea.
I think that's a good idea, yes.
I might try it because we can learn too, now that they're in, what's important. Fun, support, simple, and really find out maybe what's holding some people back about moving forward as a leader. I'll work on that. We'll do that next. How does that sound?
All right. I like that.
All right. Aha moments or last minute thoughts. We'll go around. Jeff.
I'm going to have to say that the aha moment is the calendar, using
right.
the calendar.
Okay, Amy.
Probably knowing that I can go back. I always feel like if I didn't start that way with somebody that it's too late, but you're right, it's not too late. You can just start from that point on. So
Great. Diane?
It always comes back, and it always surprises me, and I don't know why, but the whole relationship building thing, everything in this business starts with the relationship.
Starts in and it ends when there's not one.
Right.
So you're right. Kay?
I think for me, it's doing all the training right away. You know, so often I think we sign somebody up and then it's like, okay, I'll call you in a day or two and we'll go over some more things. But doing it all at one time and just setting that expectation right away that here we are and you've got another 40 minutes with me or another 30 minutes with me. Let's go through this and let's get you actually moving instead of waiting for the kit to come in. I want to wait till the kit comes in to see what it looks like before I start making any phone calls. It's like, no, do it now.
Right. And managers, and Diane, you may have the Zoom also. Look, we just did this very effectively, I believe, using Zoom. So if you do a phone interview, maybe you start changing your phone interviews to Zoom interviews. Does everyone know there's a free version of Zoom out there?
Mm-hmm.
Jeff, there's a free version of Zoom. Go to zoom.com and you can get it. The only thing is you're limited to 45 minutes and 25 people. I doubt you're going to need more than 25 spots. The 45 minutes, it'll just keep you on track.
Mm-hmm.
You can do what we did in 45 minutes.
Certainly.
And then at the end, you've already even done the hostess coaching. All you got to do now is mail it to them. You're already completed. So you're moving forward much more quickly. But yeah, a lot of people are using the Zoom for that. And again, especially if you're recruiting long distance. We haven't been traveling much, the FDMs haven't, but I don't really feel like I've missed as much because of Zoom. Like Amy and I didn't know each other very well at all, but I feel like I really know Amy now, So putting that face to the name out of all of you, she's the one I know the least. But it's funny that thanks to Zoom, I feel like I've Zoomed into 2 of our team meetings. We've done Zoom calls. We've done Zoom this. It really, I think if we'd have just used a conference line, I wouldn't feel the same way. And just when I talked to like Reagan and Jessica, By the way, Amanda got her second recruit and she may be getting her third, Amy.
I heard. The second one wasn't showing up till today, and I was starting to ask, are we sure it happened? But then I saw.
And Summer's working on her list of 10.
Good.
So it's exciting.
Glad you connected with Summer. Good.
Yeah. All right, any last minutes? Questions, comments, concerns? Thanks for letting me record this, Jeff. You're always great. By the way, I'm going to send you a little goodie because you're always my best volunteer. So
thank you.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Good. All right, everybody, take care. If you want to jump back on tonight, feel free if you want a refresher, okay?
Thanks.
Thanks, everybody. Oh, by the way, Kay, congratulations. Kay already has over $3,000 in personal sales.
Woo!
Yay, Kay. All right, bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.